Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is actually a Shop My Stash video. I haven't done one of these in a little while where I take you with me to pick out a bunch of makeup and then we create a makeup look with all of the products. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So we start out picking the products and then I just do a get ready with me. And this is the look that we came up with. One of my favorites. I feel like I've said that a lot recently, but the palette we used in this video is one of my all-time favorites. I love it so much. You may be able to guess which one it is. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of makeup content, drugstore and high-end here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. I would love to see you again, and let's go ahead and get into the Shop My Stash. So we're gonna do a Shop My Stash today. I haven't done one of these in a little while, and today I'm going to take you with me through my makeup and show you how I'm picking out my products. So we'll start with this top drawer, which I'm going to be filming some makeup reorganization type videos in the next few days because this drawer in particular, blush and bronzer, powder blush and bronzer are out of control. Like, this situation is driving me nuts. So anyway, those will be coming, but let's pick out a bronzer and a blush to use today. So for a bronzer, I kind of want to use my NARS Laguna. I haven't used this in a little while, but I love this bronzer. It's one of my favorites of all time. So I think I'm going to use NARS. And then for a blush, what should we use? Kind of want to use my, well, I was going to say I kind of want to use my Cover blush in Soft Peach. I think we will use that. I haven't used this in a little while. Let me see if I can open it. It's very hard to do with one hand. Okay, there it is. Yeah, let's use this today. This is the Monochromatic blush duos that were so popular a few years ago from Cover.FX, and this is Soft Peach. So I think those are the two I'm going to use for blush and bronzer. Next is one of my favorite drawers, which is the concealer and corrector drawer. So I have my correctors back here. What am I in the mood to use today? Maybe we'll use NARS. I haven't used my NARS corrector in a little while. I've kind of been focusing on my Charlotte Tilbury one because it's in my Shop My Stash. So I think we'll do NARS. And then for concealer, this is always so hard for me. You know what concealer I really want to get into, but I feel like maybe my shades are not good, is this Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I feel like this is a really popular concealer, and I have two of them. I haven't used this in a little while, so I think I might do that one today. And yeah, I think that's it for this drawer. Then we have foundations down here. So up in the front is where I keep the ones that are either too tall to stand up or they just won't stand up at all. So I have like Dermablend, Misha BB Cream. This is the Bobbi Brown Tinted Moisturizer, which I think is being discontinued maybe. What else is in here? The Sephora Clean Glowing Skin Foundation, which this one I actually really like. I haven't used it in a little while, but I do like it. I don't know. I'm not feeling any of those. I kind of want to use my NARS. I don't know why. I'm kind of in the mood for this today. This is like probably one of my favorite full coverage foundations. I just think it gives great coverage, but the finish is so pretty. It is definitely luminous, but it's not overly dewy. It's just got a very natural glow to it. So I think I might do that one today. And should we mix it with something? No, I think I'm just gonna go for the NARS. Then we have primers and highlighters. So this drawer, I feel like, does not get much use at all because I'm not typically a huge primer person, and I feel like I've been neglecting highlighter lately. I don't really know why. What should we use today? I kind of want to use a highlighter since I haven't been using one. Maybe we should use this. I haven't used this in a while. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in Spotlight. So it's the highlighter version of the blushes and the contour that I love. I think I might use that. And then let's see, for a primer, maybe I'll do this. I'm really trying to use this Tatcha Silk Canvas. I like it. I just have to remind myself to use it because I have 2 minis in this. So I think I might do that, and I think that's it for that drawer. And then on the bottom we have powders, and I have my sunscreens back here. And then I have some random like skincare stuff and all of my Bare Minerals powders. I don't want to use this. I haven't used my Bite Changemaker powder in a little while because I've been trying so many powders lately. I've been using the new Bare Minerals one, and let's see, the number 7 powder, the Charlotte Tilbury one, the K.I.S.S.I.N.G one. Yeah, let's do this one. And then let's see, I kind of want to bring out, I think it's down here, this powder. This is by Huda Beauty. It's the Easy Bake powder in Cupcake, I think. Yeah, Cupcake. So this is like, I don't use this a lot, but I like it when I do more coverage. Basically, I like this kind of in my T-zone area, particularly under my eyes. So I don't know. I may or may not use that, but I'm going to take it with me. And I think that's it for this drawer. I'm not going to change out my sunscreen, I don't think. I'll just use what I have at my desk. And yeah, that's it for that drawer. Moving on to the other side. This drawer has mascara, brow products, and my eyeliners. Let's see. I kind of want to use this mascara. This is a great mascara. I'm not sure why no one ever talks about this. It's good for everything. It's good for if you want more volume. It's good for length. It's really nice, from Bobbi Brown. I haven't used this in a while, so I think I might use that. And let's see what else. Honestly, I'll probably use my Patrick Ta Brow Wax because I'm trying to use that up. Do I want to take anything else with me? No, I think I'll just use my brow products that I have in my everyday drawer. And then as far as an eyeliner, maybe I'll just take this. I may not even use it, but this is my Urban Decay 24/7 in Demolition. It's just a good dark brown. And I think that's it for this drawer. Okay. Then we have lip products in here. So I have all of my lip liners, lip glosses. These are like lip balm type products, more lip gloss, and then I have some liquid lipstick type products back there. I kind of want to do more of a brownie nude lip today. So I'm thinking maybe this is Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever. It's kind of a darker brown, but it's pretty, especially for fall time. And what else is in here? I feel like I always have a hard time picking a lip product, so I don't know. I may change my mind. Like This is really pretty. I haven't used this in a while. This is the Wet n Wild Catsuit, liquid catsuit lipstick. I mean, in I think it's Send Nudes. I don't know. I'll bring that. And then let's see, what else do I want to bring? I actually moved my lipsticks to another container thing. I'll show you in a second. So I guess that's it for this drawer. This next drawer doesn't really have anything exciting. It's mainly makeup wipes, eyelashes that I never wear, and sponges. And then on the very bottom we have palettes, one of my favorite drawers ever, and I actually have a palette in mind that I'm in the mood to use today. It's in the very back, so it's hiding. Yeah, I really want to use my Naked Honey palette. I haven't used this in a little while, and I freaking love this palette. And it matches, I'm wearing this sweater today, this like mustardy color sweater. So I feel like I want to use this, and I think that is going to be it. Alright, we're going to start on the makeup, and I think I'm going to do my eyes first today. I want to use some of the shimmers in that Naked Honey palette, and I can't remember if I have a lot of fallout with that palette or not, so I'm going to do the eyes first, but I'm going to do my brows. And you guys look, oops, the liquid just kind of fell out. I don't know if you can see, but the only thing left in here are like little chunks of this wax. And I'm trying really hard to melt it down with my setting spray, but these last few little chunks don't really want to turn to a liquid, or a wax. They're like permanently molded. All right, I think I got enough of it kind of melted down to be able to use. I'm so close to using this up. Also, if my voice sounds a little bit weird and raspy today, it's because I am a little bit congested. I think I may have like a sinus infection or something. Because I woke up with this yesterday and my whole head is just very congested. So that's why I sound a little weird. So I'm using my Benefit Precisely My Brow to fill them in. I don't remember if I mentioned this in a video yet or not, but I have these two blemishes around my mouth and they will not go away. And I'm trying really hard not to mess with them. I feel like every time I ever like mess with a blemish like that, it just ends up backfiring and making it worse. So I'm trying not to touch it, but it's really hard. So I finished my brows and I just primed my eyelids with my NARS eyeshadow base. And now let's get into the shadow. I'm not sure what kind of look I really want to do today, but I think I'm first going to go into this light, kind of a taupe color down here. It's a matte. It's called Sweet. And this is going to be our transition shade. All right, next I'm going to go into the shade next to it, which is called Swarm. So this is kind of a light mustardy brown. This is also a matte, almost a yellowy brown. And I'm going to use this on the outer corner, and then I'll just kind of bring whatever is left up into the crease a little bit. I wish so badly that Urban Decay would bring back the original Naked palette. I still kick myself for getting rid of mine. I do not know why I did that, but I keep thinking maybe they'll bring it back at some point. I think the Naked Reloaded was supposed, or a lot of people said it was supposed to kind of be similar to the original Naked palette, but I had that palette at one point. It was not my favorite. I decluttered mine. I just wish they would bring back that original Naked palette with all the original colors in it, because I really wish I still had mine. All right, next I'm gonna go into this shade out here. It's called Hive. This is also a matte, but it's a little more cool toned. It's not so yellowy. And with this one, I'm gonna keep my eye open. And I'm putting this just where I can actually feel the crease of my eye with my eye open. I'm not gonna like blend it up or anything. I'm just kind of keeping this right here. That shade is a little, it's not cool toned, but it's a little more cool toned than some of the other colors in here. So it is the closest thing to like the color of an actual shadow in this palette to me. So just doing the same thing on this eye. I always have the hardest time with this palette picking the shimmers because I love them all. But I think I'm gonna go to this one right here. It's called Amber. Almost perfectly matches my sweater that I'm wearing. And I'm gonna use my favorite outer crease brush with some MAC Fix Plus. I don't know how this shade will work damp, but we're gonna try it. Oh yeah, this is gonna work good. So I'm adding this right to that outer corner. Look how pretty that is. So I basically kind of make like a triangle shape. And then we'll definitely blend it a little bit more. I think I'm gonna take this shade here, which is called Golden. This is a true shimmery gold. I'm gonna take another brush and spray it. This is the R105 from What's Up Beauty. And I'm gonna put this mainly on, ooh, I just got a lot of pigment on here. I'm gonna put this, oh my gosh. Look at that. I'm not sure that I've ever used these shadows damp like this, but wow. So I'm kind of feathering over where we put that darker bronze shade just to kind of help them blend a little bit better. Wow, that shade worked really, really well. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take this all the way in the inner corner because I have enough on my brush, I think. How pretty is that? So I think I'm going to take the dark brown in the palette, which is up here. It's called Sting. And I'm using the smaller end of the Naked Honey brush that comes with this palette. And I'm just kind of stamping it on this outer corner, kind of at an angle. I'm kind of trying to keep my eye open a little bit. This brush is kind of the perfect size for this. It's just a little tiny shader brush. But the size is really, really good for this. But see how that just added like that dimension? So I'm basically kind of stamping it, pulling it down in the direction that I want, and then I can clean it up later. This is actually a really great brush that you get with this palette. If you're wondering, sometimes, you know, the brushes can be kind of iffy with palettes, but these from Urban Decay are really good. I'm going to take the lightest shade, which is this cream. It's called Fly Girl. And I'm going to take just a bit of that under the arch of my brow. Oh my gosh, this palette. I have been on a palette kick lately. I mean, I didn't buy this one recently, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm just kind of obsessed with eyeshadow palettes, and now is one of those times. All right, we're gonna move on to the face, but I'm gonna use a little bit of primer today. So I'm using my Tatcha Silk Canvas because I am trying to get better about using this. I'm just kind of putting it around my mouth and mainly focusing it right here on the side of my nose. That's definitely where, especially the older I get, the more I notice pores there that I never really noticed before. Okay, for corrector today, I decided to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Corrector. I haven't used this one in a little bit. I've been really focused on my Charlotte Tilbury one because it's in my project pan. And then I'm just gonna put a bit out in the outer corner because I always get kind of dark out there. I had a few questions actually after my Becca corrector video, how the NARS compares to the Becca one. So the NARS corrector is very liquidy. Obviously you can see it has a little brush tip applicator like this, whereas the Becca one is a cream. So it's a lot thicker, so they're just very different. It kind of depends on just what consistency you like under your eyes. This one is nice and lightweight. I would say the cream correctors, so like the Becca one, the Bobbi Brown one, the Charlotte Tilbury one, those I personally think give a little more coverage because they're that cream consistency. But if you are someone that's worried about something being a little too thick under your eyes, you might really like this NARS one because it's very, very thin. And it's a totally different texture. I hope that helps. I know it's definitely kind of tricky to pick out a corrector sometimes. They can be a little bit difficult, but just lightly blending this out. Also, something else someone had asked me is the shade difference between this one in NARS, which is the light shade, compared to the Becca in medium, which is the new color that I just reviewed. And I would say they're somewhat similar, but this one is definitely a little lighter in terms of just the tone of it, and this one is a little less orangey. The Becca one has a good bit of that orangey tint to it. And I'm guessing it's because it's supposed to be for medium skin tones. I just got it because the fair light shade does not work for me. It's way too light. But this one is definitely lighter in color, and it's not quite as orangey as the Becca one. I know it looks crazy, but it will look fine once I put my concealer and my foundation on. So this is what I'm going to use. This is NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Vienna. I haven't used this in a while. This one is definitely more, I think they say it's full coverage. I'll have to see what I think when I wear it today, but I feel like the last time I used it, I thought it was more medium, but probably depends on how much you apply. I'm gonna use my Smashbox blurring foundation brush. Oh my gosh, I forgot how much I like this foundation. This is such a good one. So I'm just kind of stippling in where I want the most coverage, and then you can really like blend it like this where you want less. Make sure to bring some down my neck. I'm gonna take a bit more off the back of my hand. Okay. Actually, I take back what I said earlier. This is definitely a full coverage, for sure. Because I haven't used that much product, and I still have all of this left on the back of my hand. And I've got really good coverage. There's the foundation. So pretty, but definitely, I would say a full coverage. Because this is a good bit of coverage, and I didn't barely use product, but I didn't use a ton. And you can see the coverage that it gives you. So I'm just going around my whole face with a damp sponge. All right, for concealer, we're gonna try these again. So these are the Ultra HD concealers from Makeup Forever. I have the shade 21 and 22. I think 21 is better of the two for me, yeah. This is the concealer that is supposed to be self-setting also. So supposedly you don't have to set this concealer. And then I think I'm going to take just a little bit of 21. I think 21 is lighter, yeah. And I'm going to just put a dot of that like right in the inner corner. Y'all know what brush I'm using. My Sigma F03. I finally actually did order another one of these brushes. I know I've been saying I was going to do that forever. And I finally did the other day. I got a random, I think it was an email where everything for like 48 hours on the Sigma website was 40% off. So I was like, okay, this is your time. This is your excuse to buy another one of those brushes. Ooh, okay, so that looks better than I thought. Okay, let me try this again. I'm sorry, but this concealer brush, I keep saying it, I'm sorry, I'll stop, but like, if you want to use a brush under your eyes and you haven't found one that you like, trust me on this and buy yourself this brush. The F03 High Cheekbone Highlighter. I have never even used this for highlighter. It would probably be good for that too, but that concealer looks better than I remember it looking. All right, I just pulled out my Patrick Ta bronzer duo. I didn't pull this out earlier, but now I'm thinking we're doing pretty full coverage, glammy makeup today, so I feel like I want to use a cream bronzer. So I've been really liking this Real Techniques Expert Face Brush for like a cream bronzer contour lately. I don't know why I've never thought to use this before, but this shape is like perfect to really place cream products where you want it. So I tried it the other day and I loved it. I was like, how have I never used this brush for this step? So I'm using this from Patrick Ta in She Sculpted, and I'm gonna use the cream bronzer side. And I honestly just stamp this product, like just like this. I stamp it and I don't go any further than like, I would say the middle of my eyeball. I don't bring it in any further because that can kind of drag your face down. But yeah, I basically just take this and kind of stamp it right where I feel my cheekbone. And this brush kind of applies it and it kind of blends it at the same time. And then we can always go back later with a sponge or a brush and blend a little bit more. And then I'll take a little bit more and just go around my hairline. I also feel like this is nice for this step because of the shape of it, and it's pretty small. You can really get in there at your hairline. Because I've talked about this before. My hairline kind of grows all over the place, and sometimes certain products, if I use a brush that's like too big, I can't really get the bronzer to go up to my hairline. But with this one, I can because the shape is perfect. Before we use some powders, I'm going to use just a little bit of this cream highlight from Charlotte Tilbury. I haven't used this in a while. So I'm actually gonna get some on the back of my hand like this. And then I'm gonna pick some up with the pointy side of my brush and just lightly on the top of my cheeks and then a little bit down my nose. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I didn't realize how many NARS products I was using in this video, but I am gonna take it and just very lightly tap it over this blemish. I don't really care to cover it like all the way. I just kind of want to tone it down a little bit. And I'll just let that kind of sit for a second and we will move on to our powder. So we're going to use the one that I pulled out, which is the Bite Changemaker powder in light number 2. And I'm going to set the center of my forehead, down the sides of my nose, and my mouth. And then I'm also going to take some under our bronzer. I don't do this unless I'm doing like a good bit of makeup. I just feel like it kind of, I don't know what it does. It just kind of sharpens up the bottom of where you placed that color. And I'm trying to decide if I want to set under my eyes or not, because they say you're supposed to, or you can not set those concealers. Honestly, it does look pretty good with no powder, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, now we're gonna do some powder bronzer again with the NARS. I didn't realize how many NARS products I pulled. I actually love NARS just as a brand. I feel like their complexion products are just fantastic. So I'm taking a little bit of Laguna and just going over where we put that Patrick Ta contour. I actually have the Laguna cream bronzer from NARS. It was limited edition. I don't think you can get it anymore, but honestly never reach for that stuff. And I don't know, well, I do kind of know why. It's a little, or it's not a little pigmented, it's very pigmented. So you have to be like very, very careful with it. Otherwise you can go way, way crazy with it and it can look a bit much very quickly. And I don't know, I think that's why I don't reach for it. I can't decide if I want to use this peach blush or if I want to use something else. No, I think I want to use the peach. I think I'm going to use this brush. This is the blush and powder brush that comes with the Sigma Cinderella collab. And I'm just going to use the matte side since we already have highlighter on and a good bit of glowy products on our face anyway. And we're just gonna put this over the cheek area. You do not need a lot of this product. This is another one that can go crazy very quickly. All right, we're gonna move back to the eyes. And let's see here. So I'm gonna take the first shade we used, which was Sweet, down here, and I'm gonna put that all along the lower lash line, since that's the lightest shade that we used. I think I'm gonna dampen this little pencil brush, and I'm gonna go into that really pretty golden shimmer. And I don't know why, but I really want to take this like right in the middle of my bottom lash line. You may not even be able to see it. And I just want to add a little bit of that. Then I'm going to use that same brush and I'm going to go into the dark brown that we used out here in the outer corner to make that wing. And I'm just taking one like teeny tiny little tap of that brown because this brush is damp, so it's gonna make any shadow look a little more intense. And I'm just putting this on the very outer edge and like kind of flicking up and trying to connect it to this outer corner out here. And I'm gonna take Fly Girl, so that light cream shade we put under our brow bone, and I'm popping just a little bit of that right in the inner corner. All right, one last thing I'm gonna do is take a little bit of my MAC Teddy eye pencil, like right at the base of the lashes, just on my outer lash line. I'm not bringing it in at all. And then I'm just gonna take the end of that Naked Honey brush that we used to apply that brown shadow out there earlier, and I'm just kind of smudging it. So I'm gonna curl my lashes with my Surratt lash curler. Gosh, this honey palette, you guys, if you've been thinking about this one and you like these golden tones, this is such a beautiful palette. And for my mascara, I'm gonna use my Bobbi Brown Smokey Eye Mascara. And last but not least, we're gonna move on to the lips. I feel like I might end up picking different lip products. I'm gonna use this lip liner, I think. I'm having trouble deciding what lipstick to pair with this, but we're gonna line them first with Anywhere Caffeine. Usually when I use this color, after I take my finger and just kind of smudge it slightly, and then I can always go back in and add more later. Okay, what lip? Why am I struggling picking a lip for this? I was gonna do this Wet n Wild. I just can't tell if it's gonna be, that's the Wet n Wild. Instant Nudes. This here, that's the bronzer I used from Patrick Ta. No, I feel like this is not the vibe. Hold on. Okay, I'm thinking maybe this. This is Yes Honey from, yeah, Charlotte Tilbury. So that's it right there. It's not as pinky, I don't think. Oh yeah, this is what I was thinking. This one is a little more on the peachy side. And, oh, and this is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the, I think it's the Kissing formula in Yes Honey. Yeah, okay, that looks perfect with this. This is exactly what I had in mind. And do I want to add a gloss? I think maybe I'll just do a little bit of my clear gloss from City Lips right in the center. Ooh, that is a pretty lip combo. Oh, I love it. Okay, and then lastly, I'm just gonna spray with my Morphe spray. So many of you, I think I said this in my last video, but so many of you told me that you love this after you saw me get it in my haul a few videos ago, and I am loving it too. I think it is so nice. And this is the finished look. You guys, I love how this turned out. I love this so much. I wish I had somewhere to go right now and wear this makeup, but I don't. But kind of helped me feel a little bit better. The power of makeup, you guys. Sometimes when you're not feeling fantastic for whatever reason, I can sit down and put on makeup and it just instantly transforms my mood. It's amazing. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This eye look, I'm telling you guys, if you like these tones and you don't have this palette, put this on your Christmas list or just your wish list in general, because this, every time I use it, I have this reaction. It is so, so good. So, so good. But if you don't like these like camely golden tones, I definitely would steer clear of that palette, because you definitely get a lot of looks that look like this one. So if you don't love these colors, definitely skip this one. If you do, you need this in your life. Trust me. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will list and link everything I used below as always. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and stick around. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on YouTube. Also, make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair01. I'll see you guys next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.
Sunday morning, waking up with you. We got no plans, we got nothing.